for repeated violations of the verbal morality statute.
So much for the seashells. See you in a few minutes.
Waiting for commands. Voice check, Lenina Huxley.
Unfortunately, Simon Phoenix was not coded. While you were sleeping, everyone in the city was installed code. It was a brilliant idea by Dr. Cocteau that an organically bioengineered microchip be sewn into the skin. Sensors all over the city can zero in on anyone at any time.
I can't even conceive a visual of what you police officers did before it was developed.
We work for a living. This fascist crap makes me want to puke.
What do you think you're scratching, caveman? You really think we'd let you go without control? Your code was implanted the second you thawed.
Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone, Bashem Rakak Padash. My name is Chicago from Plaintables Camp of Philly. This is Microchip Conspiracy. I think I'm going to name it that. It's nothing you never heard before. This is Psalms 64. So there's no excuse. The information is out there. We know that the ultimate agenda that Esau, the devil, wants to do, he wants to microchip everything that he possibly can, starting with the humans, with so-called people. All right, it's used to control them, to track their resources and their wages and themselves, their actual physical location. Sort of like Easy Pass. You know, they can have can be passive, where you can pass a certain location and you're scanned so they know your location. And the more times you check in, they can coordinate, verify your actual location, and they can know where you're not by you not scanning in or being scanned at a certain area. Like the movie Minority Report, when Tom Cruise walked in the clothing store, I believe, it started it scanned his eyes and it started selling him services. This is Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right, so we have the eyes to see what the agenda is. And whatever happens, we just got to deal with what happens. They're saying that if you don't take the drugs, when we were children, they said not to take drugs. Now they're trying to make taking drugs compulsory. All right. So we know we can see what they're doing, and it's clear. All right, and they're using certain popular figures to persuade the citizens, people that are skeptical about taking drugs. All right, so let's listen to this little clip. I'm not going to show the clip because I know I'm going to flag it if I put it up. So listen to the audio. If you know, you should know who it is, and not just use this as a reference point on what the leaders, popular, people, figures are thinking.
Google it. What we're saying here is for real. And y'all can walk around and talk about you don't want to wear your mask and all this kind of stuff. You better take it seriously.
Yeah, right now, 2 million people have died from COVID. So we're at 1%?
Yeah, and what's so afraid when you watch it, you hope that you're not. All 2020, I was praying that I was not that number on CNN.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be at late night in that 400,000 or any number for the next. I'm trying to get 30 more summers out of life. So I don't want to be in none of these numbers for a long time.
Facts.
Yeah, shit.
Facts. As soon as the vaccine is available, I am taking it.
Yes.
That day.
Yes.
The number of people who are just refusing to take it under any circumstance, who are some of which have already gotten sick already and had very bad cases, but still will not take it.
But here's the confusion on the vaccine. When you watch the news, they don't even know. Like every day they have a different way of explaining it. If you take it, you still can catch it.
You don't get sick.
Again, that's a lie. He said you don't get sick. You should know who this is. That old devil. He might be a Jake, but I don't really care. Yahweh Shemi told us not to, pollute ourselves, especially during this time. It's a real heightened, this is a real high spiritual point, and we shouldn't be, conforming to taking drugs just because, the government says so. And he just told a lie. You still can get it. Doesn't matter if you have antibodies because they have different strains, remember? So this is why you shouldn't listen to these popular figureheads that they set up or that have become popular through different algorithms. They don't have the truth. They're not spiritual people.
Like every day they have a different way of explaining it. If you take it, you still can catch it.
You don't get sick.
I don't know, Vlad. I think
95, the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine, and I literally have been looking at this every single day.
Okay, cool.
Since
teach me.
Like, literally, I go through the news every single day.
Yes.
It is 95% effective.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you don't get sick. He's a fucking idiot.
With you not catching it at all.
Okay.
And the 5%.
That's not what it is. It means that it creates antibodies. Just because you have antibodies doesn't mean you don't get sick. I mean, you don't have to be a virologist or know about diseases to know that. Because you have antibodies in your body doesn't mean you don't get sick. The effectiveness is in producing antibodies. All right. Not whether you don't get sick. All right, but I'm not the expert. Neither is he. All right, and they got these guys that have zero education on, the scriptures, on the Lord, and even dealing with sicknesses holistically, but they have an opinion. All right, but he's been watching the news all this damn time.
Who did catch it,
yes,
did not end up in the hospital. Had relatively mild cases.
Okay.
So
now,
again, that doesn't mean they didn't get sick. All right. So this is what they're going to have you believe, that if you take these drugs, you don't get sick, which is a lie. All right. That's why you shouldn't listen to these guys.
Close to 100% effective.
Okay.
In terms of staying alive.
Okay. Now I'm finding out too.
So we cleaned it up a little bit. All right.
A lot of people who do get COVID can fight it if they don't have underlying condition.
Right. So basically what TK is trying to point, like basically, if you don't take it, it doesn't mean you're going to get sick and die. All right. And, this devil is basically saying, well, you should take it anyway. Just take it. Well, if I don't want to take it.
This is true for some people.
But
it's not always true. For example, we have a guy from Vegas, the city where you live in these days. Dr. Khan, who has been treating COVID patients since the very beginning.
Yes.
This is all he does every single day he's at work. He's had 32 people die under his watch.
Yes.
2 of which were in their 30s and 40s with no underlying conditions. Wow. That's a pretty big number.
And
that's a big.
Right, like when you die from a sickness, it's not. Dying from sickness is new. All right, they're trying to make it seem like dying from this sickness is like you're special or something. All right, people die from sicknesses every day, from severe sicknesses that they thought were mild. All right, and like we've been saying that these drugs and the mark of the beast, they are closely related to each other. All right, if you say the wrong thing, then they'll try to say that you're deceiving people. I didn't say anything deceitful. Just reporting the news.
I'm saying they don't really know. See, that's scary.
They don't really know. You do not want to catch it. You do not want to catch it. Yeah. So
man,
as soon as I have access to the vaccine, I am taking it.
I like what Biden and them are saying. They're going to try to distribute and get it out as much as possible, because whoever thought it would be a hang-up? Like remember the warp speed. This thing's supposed to be out.
Right, so I mean, you get the point. So, microchip conspiracy. Go to Revelation, the 13th chapter, and the 15th verse. It tells you that, and he had power. Get the point. And he called it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and we can put together, the different points, the different agendas that the elite want, and that's total control over every human resource and natural resource. Yeah, charagma, which means a mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand of the on the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. A distinctive emblem worn as a mark or office, membership, achievement, license, employment. Yeah, because you're going to be licensed to buy and sell. All right. And it says a badge of servitude. To state of being a slave or completely subject to someone more powerful. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, and that's the implantable microchip. All right, now we have, when this video came out in 2017, I did a video with this exact video. I believe it's the same year, yeah. It may have been 2018. It's probably the same year. All right, let's listen. All right, they look, in my opinion, look a little nervous when they're speaking about it. It's sodomite.
An office that could change the way a lot of Americans work. A tech company in Wisconsin is offering to implant tiny microchips into its employees.
Not just but no. The chips could allow people to unlock office doors, make purchases. Rebecca, come on here.
So many questions about this, Robin and Michael. Good morning. We asked a lot of them. This is the...
Yeah, and this is a nervous topic to talk about. All right. Because, a lot of these people that, that are on TV, a lot of them are just regular people that have, these positions, on TV. So it's not like they all the way in on a conspiracy. So can be a little nervous to talk about. All right. Now, if you're in on a conspiracy, then you'll be more comfortable. All right. But they have to report what the producer tells them to report.
First American company to ever try this. 1 week from today, many of the employees, including the CEO, will voluntarily have the microchips implanted into their bodies. And they're calling it, I'm not kidding here, a chips and salsa party. Oh! This morning, like a scene straight out of 007.
So you can keep an eye on me?
Employees at one Wisconsin tech company, 3 Square Market, willingly making that fantasy a reality, implanting their own bodies with microchips. What did the employees say when you brought this idea to them?
Half of them actually within 5 seconds says yes.
CEO Todd Westby, along with 50 of his 80 colleagues, even his wife and kids, preparing to implant these chips, the size of a grain of rice, between their forefingers and thumbs, so they can do everything from buy snacks in the break room to log in the morning to unlocking doors with just the swipe of a hand. What did it take to persuade the holdouts?
Basically, we had to explain to them there's no tracking of the information. It's not GPS or anything like that.
The radio frequency technology in the devices, approved by the FDA, will be inserted with a small needle by a licensed technician. Some internet experts warn that the convenience could come at a cost.
Many things start off with the best of intentions, but sometimes intentions turn. We've survived thousands of years as a species without being microchipped. Is there any particular need to do it now?
Participation is optional, and some are holding out.
There's always the fear of infection, so it's the unknown right now.
But many are excited to give the new technology a try.
I think it's kind of cool. Just pop it up there and it'll work.
Just pop it up there. It's that simple. So to give you a sense, here's a grain of rice. The chips will be inserted like this grain of rice right here between your thumb.
All right, and telling you how to do it. It's like a training program.
And your forefinger, and most of the employees have opted in. It is voluntary.
One size fits all, I guess. Now, what happens if you...
And they have to say it's voluntary, all right, because this is an uneasy subject they're talking about.
Now, what happens if you get the implant and then you're like, I don't want this anymore?
So they told me, in case this happens, you pop it out. You literally push it out the way you would push a splinter out of your hand. Yes.
Okay.
Are you on board?
No.
He said no. I'm gonna keep your job in the future, you will.
Okay.
Are you on board?
No.
Michael Strahan. That's the guy, ex-football player.
Okay.
Are you on board?
No.
All right. Let's go back to this devil. Two devils.
And it's stuck in storage places.
Stuck in storage.
Wow.
They're having problems rolling it out. People cancel their appointments. I remember I talked to a guy in West Virginia who has a big medical company, and all his employees work in hospitals. And he said that out of 107 employees, 12 took the vaccine. Although all 107 were able to take it. Only 12. Now, he took it himself.
Right.
He's the boss.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, I don't get it. But he was like, well.
Right, and that's the point. They're trying to shame you into submission. Like, just because something's available doesn't mean I have to take it. All right? It's a powerful technique, but it's really weak. Like, there's things that I could be involved in right now, and because of peer pressure, I'm going to just go. I don't have to do what everybody else is doing. All right, now he's about to say it.
Majority of my employees are black, middle-aged men, and they're still on this conspiracy, like, they're trying to experiment on us. They're going to inject us with something.
Yeah, it's not even, that too, yeah, but it's like I just said, like, just because somebody's doing something and it's okay, like, just try it. Just try it. I don't want to try what you try. I don't want to be like you or around you. All right? I got a certain way I do things. Certain places I go, I don't go. I don't need, your advice, your help. All right? Your persuasion. No, you can persuade. You can attempt, I should say, try. But I'm not going to convert to what you believe in. Like, you got atheists. You're trying to talk to an atheist or agnostic. Like, trying to convince them that there is a creation, a creator. They're gonna it was spawned. You're not gonna convince someone that's agnostic. They have to see evidence that they agree with. Right? So you're not gonna convince men of the Lord to take drugs, to take your drugs. To take your drug, those specific drugs we don't want.
They're trying to track us, whatever else, and they do not take it.
Wow,
it's crazy to me.
His own employees. You don't
want to take it, you don't have to take it.
Right, and
for now, but he's going to mention.
Here's the crazy thing: as we move through life, you don't know who took the damn test. So you're still gonna have to continue wearing that damn mask.
You're gonna be wearing that mask, but there's going to be certain things that happen. And this is going to piss off the anti-vaxxers, which I'm cool with.
Okay.
You might not be able to fly without taking the vaccine. You might not be able, your kids may not be able to go to school without taking the vaccine.
Okay.
You may not be able to have certain jobs.
Okay.
There's going to be federal laws in place where you could tell your employees, if you want to continue working here, you have to get vaccinated. And they're like, well, I don't want to do it. Well, thank you for joining. Unfortunately, we're going to have to terminate your employment.
Yes.
I know I got to take and you will not get unemployment because you're basically quitting.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're basically.
Well, I don't think that's exactly true. Like he doesn't know he doesn't know the actual laws, but I can see that actually coming to a head like that. But he's speculating right there. But I understand why he's saying it though. All right, so to be in the marketplace, to attend it, to do business there, buy or sell. All right, to do business, buy, and sell. All right, so if we don't get that implantable RFID microchip, the mark of the beast, you will not be able to engage or cut into commerce like that dude said. But it's a microchip. All right, that's the mark of the beast. You won't be able to make any purchases. All right, like my rent, I can pay my rent with Cash App. All right, it's going to change over to that chip, but you're going to have to be registered. You're going to have a chip registered to be able to make transactions. All right, so ain't gonna be no more Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, debit card. Those things are still going to exist, but they're all going to be linked to your unique number, your chip, your unique chip number. All right, so those things are still going to exist, to my knowledge, but they'll all be linked to your implanted microchip number. All right, but the Lord's elect are not going to take it. All right, the Lord's elect are going to see that trick coming, that trick. All right, now, last month, Biden signed the executive order to get more chips in. All right. Not limited to, electric vehicles. But it says, and computers and all that. Rare earth metals, semiconductors. It also says medical supplies. Impacting industries ranging from medical supplies. And remember the March, I believe it was 2010 or something like that. It says the healthcare bill included implantable devices such as life-sustaining and life-supporting. Hey Google. Implantable microchip, life-sustaining, life-supporting bill. All right, so look that up, and just fact check: does the health care bill law mandate implanted chips? And what's what the controversial area was the Secretary shall establish a national medical device registry in this subsection referred to as registry to facilitate analysis of postmark safety and outcome data, or has been used in or on a patient, and B is I, a class 3 device, or 2, it's II, a class 2 device that is implantable, life-supporting, or life-sustaining. So that's how Esau talks. He talks like that. He's a wordsmith. All right. Medical supplies, it says here. Hope you can see that highlighted. Medical, let me highlight. Let's see. No, it's not going to highlight that. It's not going to highlight YouTube. All right, but it says medical supplies. I'm not sure if I could read it in detail. It would give more. More clues on it linking to implantable devices in the body, and we know it has to do early COVID. All right, so the point here was in the healthcare bill from 2008, 2010, something like that, was life supporting or life sustaining, and he's asking for chips to be ordered, rare earth metals to be ordered. A lot of it they get from Africa, ranging from medical supplies. So I would, in my opinion, would classify implantable medical devices such as the RFID microchip that's going to be used to buy and sell as medical supplies. And there may be something I'm missing here also, but I would put that under medical supplies. Let's listen to what Biden got to say.
Recently, we've seen how a shortage of computer chips, like the one I have here, you can hardly see it, I imagine, It's called a semiconductor. It's caused delays in production of automobiles that has resulted in reduced hours for American workers. A 21st century horseshoe nail. This semiconductor is smaller than a postage stamp, but it has more than 8 billion transistors. 8 billion transistors, 10,000 times thinner than a single human hair in this one chip. These chips are a wonder of innovation and design. It powers so much of our country, enables so much of our modern lives to go on. Not just our cars, but our smartphones, televisions, radios, medical diagnostic equipment, and so much more. We need to make sure.
It's not like he's about to say devices, but he started the second word with a D. Diagnostic equipment.
Equipment is so much more. Enables so much of our modern lives to go on. Not just our cars, but our smartphones, televisions, radios, medical diagnostic equipment.
Yeah, it looked like he's about to say devices, medical devices. Yeah.
Televisions, radios, medical diagnostic equipment, and so much more.
Yeah. It might have been saying devices, but he said diagnostic equipment. All right, I think that was all I had on that. I looked that up my phone first, and I just typed it in. This was the controversy over the medical medical bill back in 2008 or 2010, something like that. It said the FDA approved it. Class 3 devices, including implantable pacemakers, implantable devices, and of course they're saying it's the devices that are normal pacemakers, breast implants, and medical devices. Again, medical devices are a very broad term. All right, so yeah, we believe that one of the medical devices that's life supporting. All right, well, my point is that you can see it. I keep saying life supporting, life standing. The point is that we believe that they're going to try to use the implantable microchip to say that it's essential and it's life supporting and life sustaining. That's the only point I'm getting at, to link the bill up with the implantable microchip. All right, and it makes sense, okay? But if you can see it, that's good. If you can't, I don't. Better pray that Yahweh Shai opens your eyes. All right, so let's listen to some more what these doubles got to say. Then we'll close the lesson out.
Quitting because you don't want to go along
and
with
I understand.
Terminate your employment.
Yes.
I know I got to take
and
you will not get unemployment because you're basically quitting.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're basically quitting because you don't want to go along
and
with
I understand. You got to do whatever it takes to get this thing together because, and what you're talking about is still going to take years to convince people.
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while.
So I'm hoping, like I said,
all right, so that's it there. All right, so you get the point. Esau constantly tells on himself. All right, there's really no excuse to not know this information. All right. I had one more video. Put that in a Bloomberg. Oh, there it is. Which is witchcraft, monkey parts from the actual animal monkey. None of these drugs are kosher. All right, then they extract these parts from these animals and extract these parts from different plants and petroleum products, and then they mix it together in a proprietary blend, and then they test it. see if it will create antibodies. They're mad scientists. They're witches. When I say test, I mean they put it in a needle and they stick it in different animals and see what it does to them. All right. And they call that modern medicine. And they have a systematic way of doing it. They have a nice clean laboratory and expensive equipment. And that's your modern medicine.
Or advanced batteries like the ones used in electric vehicles. There's strong bipartisan support for fast reviews of these 4 areas because they're essential to protecting and strengthening American competitiveness.
All right, so I'll leave it there. I think I'm pretty much made my point. This was a microchipping conspiracy or microchip conspiracy, something along those lines. All right, it's actually real, and they're pushing it, and they want to make it seem like you're crazy. They're going to try to shame you and threaten your livelihood. All right. Well, you got a car you guys going to have to sleep in, maybe the park. All right. But the Lord's elect are not going to be taking no experimental drugs. All right. Or no microchips. All right. We will not be able to buy or sell. So Yahweh Shah is going to provide what we need. And we have to have faith. So hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.
For repeated violations of the verbal morality statute.
So much for the seashells. See you in a few minutes.
Waiting for commands. Voice check. Lenina Huxley.
Unfortunately, Simon Phoenix was not coded. While you were sleeping, everyone in the city was installed code. It was a brilliant idea by Dr. Cocteau that an organically bioengineered microchip be sewn into the skin. Sensors all over the city can zero in on anyone at any time.
I can't even conceive a visual of what you police officers did before it was developed.
We work for a living. This fascist crap makes me want to puke.
What do you think you're scratching, caveman? You really think we'd let you go without control? Your code was implanted the second you thawed.
For repeated violations of the verbal morality statute.
So much for the seashells. See you in a few minutes.
Waiting for commands. Voice check. Lenina Huxley.
Unfortunately, Simon Phoenix was not coded. While you were sleeping, everyone in the city was installed code. It was a brilliant idea by Dr. Cocteau that an organically bioengineered microchip be sewn into the skin. Sensors all over the city can zero in on anyone at any time.
I can't even conceive a visual of what you police officers did before it was developed.
We work for a living. This fascist crap makes me want to puke.
What do you think you're scratching, caveman? You really think we'd let you go without control? Your code was implanted the second you thawed.